the balcony of the KL office. You've been beavering away hard while some of us have been vlogging on the first Malaysia Agency of the Year as voted by marketers. It's a little bit loud out here on the balcony, but a little bit of fresh air. They're doing a fair bit of work at Maybank across the road. So Marcus, tell us a little bit about, as far as the results go, were they what you expected?
Well, first of all, welcome to sunny KL. As you can see, we have a really nice balcony out here. Back to me. Well, I mean, I'm not going to reveal any of the results before we publish the magazine. You guys should get it in a good week, in a bit, say 10 days. What I can say is one of the really interesting things coming out from the Malaysian AOTY was how well the local agencies performed. Those of you in Singapore know we have the Local Heroes Award, and that's a way for us to recognize how well the local independent agencies do, because they find it tough going against some of the big multinationals in the categories. But in Malaysia, I was surprised to see how well the local agencies did. In some of the cases, one case, the local agency actually gold in one entire category, and so that was quite refreshing actually. So I mean, that was one of the really interesting things about AOTY Malaysia.
And what about what can you say about the level of involvement? I mean, how many people filled in roughly, have you got the figures, how many people from Malaysia filled in the survey?
Well, it was a 10% response rate, or about 11%, which is pretty good. We sent it to about 3,600 people in Malaysia, so around 370 people responded. Out of that, I think about 200 plus were client marketer side, and the rest were agency side. As you should know, the survey rankings and the results are based on client marketer votes, so it's not based on agency votes. But it's good to see, you'll see in the magazine, it's good to see how the difference in agencies versus client marketer votes.
Okay, and do you think people will be surprised by, I mean obviously you now know, and we can't say anything yet, who actually won the overall Agency of the Year for Malaysia, which is, you know, obviously a prestigious title that someone will be very glad to win. Are you surprised by who won that?
Coming from Singapore, I was surprised, but speaking to a lot of the agencies here, it was one of the big boys. There's no doubt about that. I think there were basically three main contenders for the prize, and one of the big boys won it, so it wasn't really too much of a shock. But you know, if you're an agency guy in Singapore, you might have been surprised with who actually won. Yeah.
Okay, anything you want to say finally?
Look out for it, 10 days. Can't wait.
Okay, thanks Marcus.